our coaching session was still in session. It went over today. So that's why a few of us are late.
Let's see who needs to be muted.
Hey, Jim, I see you in here.
Hey, Alex, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Long time no talk, huh? About 30 minutes.
All right, so
All right, here we go.
I think we'll get started, but before Alex starts, I just wanted to do a quick introduction. I've got to say, Alex and the whole team at RealGrader must be doing something right. This is not the first time we've had this amazing organization speak to us. And I know we've got certain KW family members who are closely related to RealGrader in one way or another, perhaps a familial sense without naming anybody. So we're gonna go through a lot of awesome material for you today. You'll definitely find value. Alex is gonna share all kind of awesome things. What exactly is Google Local? What are the requirements? How long does it take? Who qualifies? What makes it special? So I would advise that you all just pay as much attention as possible. And at the end, I'm sure we'll have a Q&A option. So Alex, go ahead, please take it away.
Thanks for that intro. So this is gonna be very interactive. So if at any point you guys have a question, please use the chat. Feel free to interrupt me, ask as many as you need. We're gonna do an open Q&A at the end. And this is gonna be very interactive. I know there's gonna be a lot of questions. I already got some before I even started. So I know how this group goes. And for those of you that are not familiar with RealGrader or haven't heard me speak before, we're a real estate tech company. We've been in the industry for 20 plus years. And as the times evolve, we keep moving with them, right? I used to be a digital marketing director for a few different brokerages here in South Florida. And I was always ahead of the pulse. I was ahead of the game. I knew what realtors needed to win. And I've always been super intrigued by digital marketing within this industry. So today, in my opinion, I think we're gonna be covering the biggest lead generator in the last 10 years of the real estate industry. And I'm not exaggerating at all. I'm telling you, this opportunity is gonna be bigger than Facebook business ads. It's gonna be bigger than Zillow leads. It's gonna be bigger than Realtor.com. And we're still in the forefront of this opportunity, believe it or not. So you guys are in for a treat. I'm really excited to get started here. So let's jump right into it. So what we're talking about today is Google Local Service Ads. These Google Local Service Ads are geographically targeted ads that are placed on the very top results of Google. The purpose of these ads is to be generating new leads for realtors like yourselves across the US. It's done by proximity and it's done by zip code. There's going to be a specific amount of agents doing business in each of these zip codes, and you're going to be generating leads on a monthly basis. There's different presets you can use to represent what type of real estate agent you are within these ads, so you can get the proper type of leads. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet and you're not familiar with what exactly Google Local Ads look like, here you go. Here's a good example. These Google Local Ads are actually search results directly on the Google platform. So when any of your potential clients or anybody in general, let's say I have a listing and I go, I don't know how to go about this. I'm trying to get this baby on the market. I'm trying to do some business. First thing I'm going to do if I don't know a real estate agent is I'm going to jump on Google and I'm going to type in, if I'm in Stanford, I'm going to type in best listing agents in Stanford or best realtors in Stanford. And what happens when we do this is that we get these results right here. You're going to see a list of what Google qualifies as the best real estate agents within the zip codes. And this is how the leads are generated. So let me go ahead and show you what the result looks like. So let me just show you how simple this is. So if we go on Google here, and I just put in realtors in Stanford, Connecticut. Boom. The top results are always going to be the Google Local Service Ads. This is not going to get beat because this is an in-house type of ad. So Google's not going to allow anybody else to rank higher than their own ads. These bad boys right here are your Google local service ads. So when you talk about any other lead generation source, you tell me where you see the Zillows and Realtors. I don't see any of that right here. I got to scroll, keep scrolling. And then finally, we start seeing the other platforms. So just based off of search ranking, there's a really big difference. So here on these ads, there's a list. They're going to see agents within this area, within Stamford. The searches could be done using zip codes. They could be done using neighborhoods, and you're going to get these results here. I see some people in particular we've personally helped out in here, so it's great to see them at the top. Not going to do any name drop in there, but yeah, as you can see here, here is your list of the Google local ads, which are Google screened, and I'm going to get into what being Google screened means very shortly. And this is the best part about this. I know, I think Angus he said, oh, what's the deal with the competition here? Man, if you talk about competition, there's absolutely none. Perfect example is Stanford. Let's check out how many Google screened agents are actually available here. So if we go down the list, the fact that I can count is kind of crazy. So I can come here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There is literally only 16 screened agents in Stamford, Connecticut. Think about how many real estate agents there are in this area. There's only 16 people on this list. Pretty crazy if you ask me. So competition, not really, there's not going to really be too much, especially if you have us getting you as high as possible within your zip codes, because you guys are not just going to be representing one zip code. We already found the sweet spot. We've already ran this multiple times, hundreds of times. So we know exactly what we need to do to get you locked in as high as possible. So obviously there are some prerequisites that are necessary to have a Google local ad. Since Google is promoting you guys all the way at the top, or giving you that credibility, there obviously is some prerequisites that we need to work with. First one being is you guys need to have a Google business page. If you guys are not familiar with what a Google business page is, this is what the Google business page looks like here on the left-hand side. It's a standard free Google business page that I'm sure a lot of you agents already have. Secondly, you guys are going to need to have reviews on the Google business page. You want to have at least one review on there, and it has to be more than 3 stars. So if you don't have any reviews on your Google business page, what's great about it is that Google business is not transactional. It's not like any other platform where it needs to be a review with someone you did business with. You know, it doesn't have to be transaction based. You can get reviews from your friends, your families, your colleagues, you name it. And that's all you need to do to get rocking and rolling. All right, we got a question in the chat, I believe. Silva says, I have a Google business page and 10 5-star reviews. Amazing. You're ready to rock in that case. Awesome, Silva. So
I have
when
a question. I have a Google page, but I don't remember how to get to it.
So that is a good question. You're not sure what the name of your Google business page is?
I don't think I remember. I could just Google myself, I suppose.
That's probably a good place to start. Yeah, the Google business page is going to be associated with your name, and if set up properly, you should have your headshot on there as well. All right, so let's keep it moving. If you guys could mute yourselves if you're not asking a question, that would be awesome, so we don't get any background noise going on. Thanks, I appreciate it, guys. So yeah, once you have your Google business page with reviews, you're ready to get started. What's the next step? The next step is you're going to want to get Google screened. All right, what is getting Google screened? This means that Google's going to do a screening process, which involves checking your license. They're going to check your insurance through KW, which we already got set up. No problemo, that's going to be fast. And then they're also going to do a legal background check. After doing this, Google's going to approve you as a credible real estate agent. They're going to check out your reviews. They're going to be like, okay, this person's credible. I'm good. I'm ready to promote them at the top of my search results. So awesome. At that point, you have your Google business, you get screened. What's next? What's next is you're going to want to pick your service areas, your zip codes. And besides your zip codes, you're going to want to put in your specialties. So for example, let's click on Amy over here. If I were to click on Amy's ad, these are the prerequisites I'm talking about. So you're going to want to get these data points in. You're going to want to have your services. So do you represent buyers? Are you going to want to represent sellers, first-time home buyers, luxury, relocation, new construction, you name it. All of these are very, very important. So these are different things you're going to want to think about when the setup process is also occurring. Next thing is going to be the zip codes. Based off of our experience, since we've already done this hundreds of times, we already found a sweet spot on how many zip codes you want to promote yourself with your budget. You don't want to do too many because then your budget gets sliced up, and we can't position you guys high enough. So we already got the sweet spot. Sweet spot is about 5 to 10 different zip codes where we will be placing you. So if you do say, hey, I want to move forward with Google Local, I'm ready to get these new qualified leads, cool. You're going to want to have in mind what zip codes you're going to want to be placed in. Let me give you a good example of this, or how people are being promoted in different zip codes. We look up for the realtors in Stamford, Connecticut, or you can even look up best realtors or listing agents in Stamford, Connecticut, and check this out. The top results right now, you got Fairfield, Wallingford, Cannon, Greenwich, Westport, and then you got Stamford over here. So these are people promoting themselves in different zip codes, and you are going to be in a few. So what is the sweet spot? As I mentioned, 5 to 10. A lot of these people are doing it wrong, and I've noticed. And there's agents promoting themselves like all over the place, and that's what's affecting their ranking. They're not doing it properly. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help you out and get you high up as possible. So let's keep moving. Besides that, there's another thing we've noticed, which makes it easier for us to get you ranked higher within these service areas. Check this out. I look up real estate agents in New Windsor. I can look it up in any zip code or any area, and then the top results say closed now. There are so many agents that have tried doing this by themselves and have really, screwed themselves over because they've done it improperly. So like, if you go onto this list here, you're going to see agents, for example, that have open till 6 p.m., right? You're not going to be able to see these ads if they're scheduled to run for a specific amount of time. So there's people that are here investing money and being available in these zip codes, and then you see their ads say close now. There's so many people that are making mistakes like this. So it's crazy. We don't want to see any of that. So for those that have capitalized on it the right way and have turned this into their main lead generator and their main way to grow their business, we've gotten some crazy and amazing results. Also, we've worked, I'm sure a lot of you that are involved in the real estate industry and you like keeping up with trends and contemporary things, we got Sirhan with a nice little review here, a testimonial. He said, Google Local is clearly the next phase of the digital marketing evolution, and it's going to help us dominate even further in our core market of NYC. That's why we're partnering with RealGrader to help make Google Local a reality for us, a weapon for us, and a bandwidth creator for our internal team. So if you got Mr. Sirhan, also Mr. Worldwide Global Realtor over here, huge. I personally love his content. Saying this, he's definitely ahead of the curve. He's partnering up, and it's honestly a very, very perfect timing for all of you guys, because the fact that I can jump into Stamford right now and count within seconds how many agents are available on here, and not all of them are set up properly, is huge. So your timing, everybody that's on this call, your timing is incredible. So Silva says, I'm open 24/7. That is exactly what you want to be set up as. Because let's say, obviously, you have a potential client, click on your ad, they know they're not going to call you at 11:30 p.m. and expect you to answer. There's a lead form there where they can fill it out. So simple enough. So another amazing thing about this is the keyword searches. It's not as limited as, oh, realtors in Stanford. There's a lot of different ways to pop up these Google local results, and I'm going to show you live, right? You can look up things like best realtors in Merrick or top real estate agents in Stanford, or top brokers in Stanford, best brokers in Stanford, listing agents in Stanford. All these different results are going to be generating. So I could look up best realtors in Stamford, Connecticut, and then boom, you get the results. This is how much credibility Google is giving you after they screen you. Check out more keywords. If I put, instead of realtors, I can put best listing agents. I believe one of them is. Bam, there you go. You're talking about having a scarcity of leads. People look up best listing agents in Stanford and they put you right up there. There you go. That's a big solution. You know, I've spoken to a few of our clients recently and they said, I got 2 listings within the first 30 days. I just spoke to somebody recently that got $1 million listing within the first month, because there's so many searches that people can make that have you placed up here. It's crazy. You can look at best listing agents, best realtors, best brokers. All the results are going to always be Google local apps. So yeah, if you want to talk about a takeover, you can search a lot of different keywords, and these bad boys are going to be right here. Last cool search I'm going to show you guys before we move forward is the proximity search. This is another variable that comes into play when people are doing searches within a specific geographic location. So for example, let's say I don't want to search by a town name or by a zip code. You could do it by town and zip code. Let's just say I want to look up best realtor near me, and there they are again. Right now I'm in sunny Miami, as you can see, but I look up the best realtors near me, and boom, based off of proximity. The keyword searches are nuts to me. I absolutely love how the functionality works within these Google local service apps. So yeah, Google, as soon as they screen you guys, they give you credibility through the roof. They're talking about telling one of your potential clients, hey, you can Google best realtors in Stanford. And boom, there you are. Amazing. So as I mentioned, the different keywords are also going to come into play when we set up that. So let's say you want to be set up in a specific manner for your services you provide. Let's say you want to be mostly considered a seller's agent, right? We'd go ahead and create the campaign for you with a seller's agent focus. All these variables are available and they're going to come into play with these keywords. So what's great is, obviously, we're not just offering this to everyone. It's a service that we know requires qualified real estate agents. And since we do have awesome relationships with your KW Stanford office, we're offering it to you, and we're offering you guys this exclusive Google Local Club membership with us. So if you are interested in being in these Google Local ads within your zip codes and your neighborhoods, use the chat right now to comment Google Local with your phone number in the chat. So I'm going to give you guys a few moments. If you're interested, put Google Local with your phone number in the chat. Give you guys a second here. Great. We see Heather Hendrickson, Angus Beavers, Tama Murphy, Kelly, Christine, Roberto Infantes. Got you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a few more moments and then we'll keep moving. We're almost done, by the way. This is a pretty quick presentation. All right, great. Feel free to keep dropping in your names and cell phone numbers, and we will keep it moving here. I see most of you guys are ready. Wonderful. All right. So what does the setup consist of? The setup consists of this. One, we sign you up as a service provider through Google. We're going to sign you up as a real estate agent within Google. The second thing we do for you is that we get you screened. We do the screening process for you. We get you guys verified. We do the whole 9 for you. So you don't have to worry about any of that. We're just going to ask you a few simple questions on your onboarding call. And once we get the information, we're off to the races. We're going to take care of absolutely everything. You don't have to worry about that screening process. We do that. We have a great relationship with Google since we've already done this for hundreds of people. Google listens to us pretty quick. And then the last step is we set up your budget allocation. Everybody's going to have a specific budget. Not everybody's going to want to, have the same numbers to play with. Don't worry. What's cool about this is actually with the leads, when they're coming in, they're going to be coming in through either a phone call or your lead form. And with your budgeting, this is the time I'm going to discuss this real quick. You're only going to be charged per lead that is a conversation that's longer than 30 seconds when they call you. Google is monitoring this through their Google local numbers, which is great. So let's say you get somebody that's not even a potential lead. Let's say they're not an awesome lead. You're not going to get charged for it. Someone comes in and goes, "Hi, my name is Rick," or something. Bye. You're not going to get charged for it. Trust me. Conversation has to be longer than 30 seconds. It's monitored by Google Local, and it's all put into an app. You're only being charged per lead that comes in that has potential. So it's amazing. You're not getting charged for a short, annoying property inquiry. No, not happening. People are searching for agents. They're searching for realtors, and Google is monitoring these leads as they come in. So your budget is only getting spent as the leads come in. Amazing. So I hear somebody turning on their audio. You got a question? Nope. All right. So what are some features and benefits of our process? We get you guys with a VIP onboarding with our own personal Google local expert. We are going to do the whole screening process for you. We set up your campaign for success. So that means based off of the zip codes and service areas and neighborhoods you give us, we are going to do everything in our power to get you as high as possible within those zip codes so you crush it. Next thing we do is ongoing dynamic bid management. That sounds a little complicated. Don't worry about it. Basically means that the budget allocated per zip code, we're going to be adjusting depending on how high we get you in each one. Simple enough. Next thing we do is lead optimization, and we do an analysis of results. So it's not like we set you up as good as we can and then we say sayonara. No, we stay intact with you guys. We're looking at the monthly analytics. We're looking at the reports, and based off of your monthly results, we're optimizing even more to get you higher and yield the best results for you guys in each one of your zip codes. Besides that, we do performance benchmarking. You have your dedicated RealGrader account manager, and we do the streamlined billing for you and streamlined support. This is what the screening process looks like. We keep you posted as we do it, what stage you're in. We get it done relatively quick. It usually takes 2 to 5 weeks. We've seen results now being around the 2-week mark since we've done it so many times, and Google knows who we are. These are some costly mistakes to avoid. If you have already tried setting this up yourself, you may want to take a screenshot of this. I'm not going to go through it because on our end, we're not going to make any mistakes for you. So you don't have to worry about that too much. So right now I see Angus or Silva saying something about a liability. Anything in regards to your proof of insurance with your brokerage, we take care of directly with Google. So you don't have to stress about it too much. Your own personal Google local expert is going to go through that. So that's not even on your end. We do the screening process for you. Just provide us with the information. So here are just some last factors on how you rank within your service areas as high as possible. First thing is a proximity to your potential customers' locations. As I showed you guys, I looked at best real estate agents near me, and I got results based off of where I was geographically. Second thing is having a review minimum of 3 stars. Next, you're going to want to have a higher number of Google reviews. That's always going to help you. Responsiveness to customer inquiries. This is one thing you want to take into consideration. You don't want to sit around and say, okay, I want to start off my first month and I want 50 qualified leads. And when your leads come in, you get overwhelmed. You don't have the structures in place to manage them. Your response time goes down. Google monitors that. So you do not want that to happen, because then Google is going to lower your position if you're not on the ball. Then your business hours, as I mentioned, we're gonna want to have those lead forms and phone numbers set up for 24/7. Whether you get serious complaints, and then also your budgeting. So how does the budget work? You set up your monthly budget or your weekly budget. The leads come in. You only get charged per lead. On average, within Stanford, we've seen the cost per lead be $20 to $25, right? And let's say you wanted 25 leads that had conversations and potential that lasted long, according to Google. That would be around $600 once you get charged for all of them, right? You're going to be charged about $20 to $25 per lead as they come in. That's the part I want you guys to understand. So let's say you don't have your 25 leads come in, you're not going to make it to that whole budget. You get me? You're just getting charged per lead, which is amazing. So we base this off of a zip code search with a calculator. So we already know the ranges for you, as I said. And the next part is the initial campaign setup. So the screening process that we do for you, setting up the campaign within your zip codes, getting you as high as possible within those zip codes, helping you rank, getting the services you provide associated with the keywords, the whole creation of the campaign, the screening process, the Google expert, and the zip code placement. The setup fee is a one-time fee of $900. Afterwards, as I mentioned, if you are just getting started with this, we suggest you do 25 leads a month, which the total would be $600. You're being charged per lead as they come in. So you're going to be charged like $22, $24 when they come in. Monthly management is $150 a month. On our end, that's us looking at the results and optimizing for you guys as we go along every single month. So we get you higher in the listings. If you perform better in one zip code, we're going to help you out there. If you're not doing well here, you're going to get optimized on a monthly basis. So that's the management. So for the initial setup, which is just what you will be charged initially to get registered for this Google Local Service Ads, Gabe, if you can put my Google Local link in the chat for these setup here. So that's all you're going to be charged to get started is the $900. That's a one-time fee. And then afterwards, you're going to be charged $150 a month. The rest of the money is what you're paying per lead. So simple enough. So Gabe, go ahead and put that link in the chat for people to go ahead and register for the $900 fee. Also, does anyone have any questions right now while we're on this screen? There's a link. That's my link, right, Gabe? Perfect. Just double checking here. And that should be the 150. Okay, perfect. So any questions? I'm going to let you guys go ahead and put that in the chat right now. If not, I'm going to take you what happens when you click on that link that Gabriel just put in the chat. So we could do this, the little registration quickly and smoothly. It's very simple, guys. So you're going to want to check the chat, guys. Click on that link that Gabriel just posted that says signup.realgrader. Once you click on that link, you're going to get taken to this page right here. This registration page is going to show you that you're only being charged the $900 setup fee. You're just going to fill in your basic account information. It's going to be your name, last name, phone number, company name, email address, and your billing info. So Heather says, should we wait to set up a Google business page and have you do that? Yeah. So if you guys are signing up and you don't have a Google business page, we could create a Google business page for you for an extra fee of $250. So if that's the case and you do sign up, let us know, reach out to us either in the chat, say I want to do both the creation of the Google business and the Google local ads, and we'll do that combo package for you. If you already have the Google business page, your initiation fee is only $900. So you're going to want to fill this out. I see some of you guys are already registering, so great, perfect. So I'm gonna give you guys a few moments through this registration here before we move forward. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat or even turn on your microphones. If that's not the case, I'm gonna give you guys a few moments to register before we go into the Q&A. Gabe, you got anything else to say?
No, no.
Okay, I see Angus. He says, I do Zillow and spend about 1,200 a month. It is calls from buyers. What are these leads? If someone just clicks on your image, is that a lead that you get charged for? Seems like it is expensive. No, so that's not how it works, right? You set your monthly budget. If you want to spend, you're not going to spend anywhere near 1,200 a month. With this, you're going to be spending, if you do the 25 leads a month, which is what we recommend, you don't have to do that, right? You could do 15 leads and be charged way less. You could do $400 a month, $350 a month, up to you. That's up to you. But at the end of the day, we've noticed that the sweet spot is about 25. With 25 leads generated, I just spoke to somebody that with those 25 within their first month, they got 2 new listings, 3 new buyers, and 2 appointments. That's with the 25 leads.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me, Alex?
Yeah.
The question I have is, does a lead, what is the threshold that counts as a lead? I mean, if somebody clicks on it and goes, oh, I don't want this guy after 2 seconds of looking at your profile, is that a lead, or do they have to actually send you a message saying, I'm looking to buy, will you please help me out?
Yeah, so that's a good question. No, they're not going to be charged for a lead if they click on your ad. They have to jump on the phone with you. Conversation has to be more than 30 seconds, and there has to be potential. Same thing goes for the filling out of the form. Unless they fill out the form saying, hey, I need help with selling my property, or fill out the form thoroughly, or jump on a phone call with you more than 30 seconds, it's not a lead. So if someone jumps on the phone with you and goes, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And you see there's no potential, you can go, okay, sorry, I'm not what you're looking for. Boom, you hang up the phone, you don't get charged a penny. So it's great. And this is all monitored through the Google Local app. We have access to it as well. We've only had, out of the hundreds of Google Local setups we've done, we've only had about 3 times that people have been charged the $20 for a lead when they weren't. And our Google Local expert immediately goes in and disputes it. They dispute it, you get those $20 back. So they're very clean about that process. It's amazing. Did that answer your question?
Yep.
Awesome, man.
But I have another one.
Oh, go for it.
So I work a lot with Christine. What's the situation for teams?
So for teams, we do have a lot of clients set up as teams. The screening process would just be done through one individual. So it's usually the team leader. Your face is what pops up. But with the Google Local ad, it's going to have your Google business associated with your team. So I've seen that before. It's doable. The leads would just come in and you distribute accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah, another good question. Awesome. So is anybody having trouble with the registration? Everything running smooth? Let me know in the chat.
Alex, a quick question. You mentioned that that it's good to be have office hours of 24/7, but you also said that Google measures your responsiveness to inquiries. So what happens if you get inquiries after your actual business hours and you don't respond to them till the next day?
No, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. That's not going to be taken into consideration. I'm talking about you let a lead sitting around for a few days. That's when they'll be like, okay, their response time is down. Same thing goes for, the phone calls coming in. If you're not answering your phones for these leads and you just do it consistently, then they're going to be like, okay, there's something going on with this person, right?
And as well as what matters really much with this Google Local is your reviews have to be above a 3.0. If you're already going down, like if you're getting some bad reviews, which I hope none of you guys, I don't think nobody is in this room, but it's good to maintain always a 5-star, but you can't always, because there's just people out there who are just going to find it and just write bad comments. just make sure that you always maintain a 3.0 or above.
There you go. You got it. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and move forward. If you guys did register, let me know in the chat. So once you do register, what's next? What's next is you're going to get a link in your registration confirmation for your Google Local setup. And with this Google Local link, you're going to pick the date where you start the whole process. This is where you're going to submit your information for the screening process. This is when you're going to pick the zip codes you want to be ranked in. And this is the whole setup. So you just pick a date and time, and that's when you guys start rocking and rolling. So now we made it to the FAQs. And so I'm going to go through them really quick. What is the setup fee? The setup fee is $900 up front. That's a one-time fee. Who do you work with? You work directly with your own personal Google Local expert. You get a 30-minute call where you sign up, and you're going to go ahead and go through the screening process. How long does it take? The whole screening process takes about 3 to 5 weeks. Based off of our results, we've actually maybe even shortened it a bit. So it's shortened is even more realistic. What is Google Local Ads for Leads? Is you choose your monthly, weekly budget. So as I mentioned, that 25 leads a month is a recommendation. You realistically can pick whatever your monthly budget is, and you will never go over it. Never. You have your Google Local expert that sets those times. So you pick however many leads you want. You set your budgets. No one is telling you what to do here. Our recommendation is just 25. It's just a recommendation. What's next is how does Google budget work? So your weekly, monthly budget works is based off the total number of leads you receive on that given week or month. A different number of leads from day to day, but you will never spend more than what your budget is. Never, never, never. Lead prices are set for each city, so you'll never pay more for leads than what you specify in your budget. So it's all clear. You choose how much you want to spend, we make it happen. This is another big question I always get. Oops. Is what is a valid lead? Valid leads are related to your business or services you offer and can occur in the following situations. When you answer your phone call and receive a text message about your job or service that you provide in your geographic market targeting during your available business hours, and the call lasts longer than 30 seconds. What is the management fee for RealGrader is $150 a month if you're going to be spent, which is already on the higher side if you're just getting started, which is at $600 a month, up to you. And then if you're already rocking and rolling, which has happened very quickly. I mean, a lot of the agents, like I mentioned, after their first month of doing a budget and they got 2 listings, 3 buyers and 2 appointments, or one of our clients that got $1 million listing within the first 30 days goes, forget about that initial budget. Let's bump it up. I can do this business. I love this stuff. Yeah, the more budget you have, the higher management fee it is. So as I mentioned, would I recommend you start off in that middle tier and spending a ton of money? No, because you want to make sure you can handle these leads that come in. You don't want to overwhelm yourself and then, kind of set yourself up for failure. I would start off by dipping my toes in the water in the initial one, the base level. Unless you got a team, you guys are ready. You're like, we're already doing 50 leads a month. We can rock and roll this. Cool. If you're 100% confident, we'll help do that for you. So then these are the last few, which I already went over. So does anybody else that's tuned in right now have any questions in particular, any detailed questions? Let me know in the chat. If you want to turn on your mic, let me know via the audio. We're gonna hang.
One question for you.
Yeah.
When I receive the calls from your center or Google Center, will I be able to recognize, is it coming from the same number all the time? Can I be sure that I know what I'm doing? Because sometimes I just don't pick up the phone.
Yeah, Gabriel, I saw you're about to.
Yeah, I was very excited. The reason being
I saw
is because my mom is in the business too. And basically what we noticed in the company is that we set you up with a Google Local app that literally from your phone and even on the computer, we get you set up in a way where if any leads you get, you'll be notified via email. You'll be notified via email. And let's say if you like the leads, it's all about through the phone. But in the end of the day, once you get the lead, you'll be notified. If you don't pick up your phone, you'll be notified in your archive. And our representatives will show you how to basically go through this archive and see whoever like you missed, you'll be able to easily contact them or just type and just text them. They'll respond to you.
There you go. And yeah, Gabe's mom, we actually got set up as one of the top results inside of her service area. So as soon as you look at best realtors in her
Yeah.
area, her
Look.
headshot's right there. It's beautiful.
If I just show you right now, Jamaica Estates real estate agent.
You're not sharing the screen.
One second. Jamaica real estate agents.
You can share your screen if you want.
Do me a favor, Alex. Research Jamaica Estates real estate agents on your computer.
You got it. Let's check it out. Is she up there?
Yeah.
There she is.
Right there.
Boom.
She's in the list. But in the end of the day, it all matters about what your budget is, and it fluctuates. I personally, what Alex said, what I did with Olga, some people come in with a $300 budget, $500 budget, $400 budget, $600 budget. It all depends on you guys, on what you feel comfortable with.
There you go. So another good question, Silva. Any other questions from everybody that's tuned in? If you do actually have some questions and you just want a follow-up call, you just want to talk to an expert, put your name and number in the chat right now. And me and Gabe will be reaching out to you guys, answering any extra questions. If you did register, congrats. Make sure that you did pick your dates. I did see people registering. So please make sure you pick your dates and get scheduled. If not, you're just not going to get started quickly. So for those of you that did register, awesome. Congrats. Pick those dates on the link in your confirmation emails.
One quick question again.
Yes, Silva.
So Angus was saying that he tried to do that, but on top of the E&O insurance that we have through KW, they were looking to have us also have the liability insurance, which some of us do have, but some don't. Okay, it's a separate layer of liability that we pay as a business, which I mentioned in the chat that I did for $375 on my own for the year, to cover for the year.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to follow up with our Google local expert about that. But I mean, regardless of what it is with that screening process, our expert has already seen, you know, what it is to set up somebody actually within your brokerage. So we'll definitely make that process occur. So you shouldn't worry about, oh, am I gonna get approved or not? If we've already done it for your brokerage, you know, we already got the secret sauce there. All right.
Alex. Hi. I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm quite sure about how the leads come in. Do they actually come in only on the app through your cell phone, or does your phone actually ring?
Your phone, yeah, your phone actually rings. So what's available on those ads is going to be a Google local number. That number is redirected to your personal cell. The leads are going to come into your cell phone. You're going to pick it up like you regularly would a call.
But how would you distinguish it between, let's say, all the junk calls?
Yeah. So as Gabe mentioned, you're going to receive an immediate notification. So you'll be able to differentiate.
So you'll get it like a text or
Email notification that a Google lead has contacted you.
There you go.
By the way, guys, I'm John Luca's mom. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Hello,
Kathleen.
Kathleen.
Great. Awesome. Any other questions for anybody still tuned in? We're going to hang out a little longer. We want to make sure everybody is up to date. No one gets left hanging. As I mentioned, if you did want to meet up and talk to one of our specialists, you know, just to have a personal conversation, put your name and number in the chat. We'll reach out to you. Angus says, so we pay you to run the process, but does that include the payment to Google? The payment to Google, yeah, we have streamlined billing. So anything you want to invest, whatever you want to set your budget at, we go straight streamline it to Google, so you don't have to worry. Another good question from Angus. Anyone else? We're already at our 45 minutes here, so anything else? Anything else? All right, great. So as always, it was an absolute pleasure stopping by the world famous KW Stanford office. I had a great time. You guys are all very lively. It was an absolute pleasure. To the familiar faces that I already know, nice seeing you guys again. And thanks for tuning in. I had an awesome time. Thanks for having us. And hopefully we see you guys again soon.
Thank you, Alex.
Bye.
Thank you.
Pleasure.